Hello, world and universe. Welcome to the Trevor Donald Experience. Manifest your truth. And if you're new to the channel, please hit that like and subscribe button. And for all my continued followers, I want to say thank you. And this is an opinion-based video channel where I try to open your eyes and ears up to some of the travails and tribulations that take place throughout our cities, our states, our country, and sometimes around the world. And I got another story for you straight out of Chicago. Here again, this is a cautionary tale for all our U.S. citizens that we need to pay attention to our local, our city, and state politics just as aggressively as we pay attention to our federal politics. And what is taking place in Chicago under Mayor Brandon Johnson is abominable. There is chaos and disruption in that city each and every day. And now you're seeing where not only are civilians having to worry about public safety, assaults, carjackings, gun violence, murders. Now you're seeing that police officers are being gunned down in the city of Chicago. And over the last 2 weeks, recently, I did a video on a guy named police officer Enrique Martinez, who got gunned down 2 weeks ago. And his funeral was just this past Monday. Well, in that same token, the family was so upset over what happened to their loved one that they did not want Governor Pritzker, Illinois Governor Pritzker, and or Mayor Brandon Johnson to attend the funeral. And the mayor said, made a response last week that he was going to attend the funeral anyway. And so we're starting to see that police officers are being taken out. Chicago has been a liberal city, a blue city, and the citizens are fed up with the sanctuary migrant issue. There was a big push for defunding the police. And while in Chicago, there doesn't need to be an active effort to defund the police because nobody wants to be a police officer there anymore, based on safety. So the Chicago Police Department is defunding itself. It is down about 2,000 police officers that are needed in those positions. 2,000. What does that say about the public safety of the people of Chicago? And now you have this slain officer that just died while at work 2 weeks ago. And as I said, his family did not want the mayor to attend, let alone the governor. If you remember, I also did a video in New York City where a police officer was slain while on duty. And his family did not want the governor of New York and or the mayor Eric Adams to attend that funeral. People are fed up. Defunding the police is not the way to go. We need more police officers and better policing. And you're seeing a kind of alignment with New York City and Chicago as we speak with public safety issues. And these cities are falling apart each and every day. These are two of our largest cities in America. And the poor decision making on the local politics is destroying the moral fabric of that city, of these cities, in Chicago in particular. And so people are fed up. Being a police officer in these major cities is a very dangerous job. And in Chicago, there's been at least 4 police officers that have been slain in the last year while on duty. There are real issues that are taking place in regards to public safety in Chicago. So let's get into what the storyline was since this young man's funeral on Monday. Chicago Democratic mayor not welcome at funeral for slain officer. A funeral service was held on Monday for Chicago police officer Enrique Martinez, who was killed 2 weeks ago in the line of duty. And the city's mayor did not attend at the request of the officer's family members. Darion C. McMillan, 23, was charged with several felonies, including one count of first-degree murder for the killing of 26-year-old officer on November 4th. Enrique Martinez was 26 years old. He was at the very beginning of his life and career and got gunned down. The family member said, "My brother and I, we wanted to become Chicago police officers. It was our calling," Martinez's brother said. Adrian Martinez, also a police officer, told mourners at the funeral, "Becoming police officers was not just a job title for us, but we were meant to be police officers. It was what we were supposed to do." Hundreds of mourners, including police officers, citizens, and public officials, gathered for the funeral. After originally planning to attend the service, Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson reversed his decision on Saturday. "The family of Officer Enrique Martinez continues to be in my prayers as they prepare to lay him to rest. I heard from the family, and I am honoring their request and will no longer plan to attend the honors funeral services," the mayor's statement read. Because initially he was going to go anyway. He was not abiding by what the family's wishes were for the mayor and the governor not to show up. The governor said he wouldn't show up, but Mayor Brandon Johnson insisted on going initially. This has been an emotional 2 weeks for the loved ones of Officer Martinez, the Chicago Police Department, and the city of Chicago. We all want to do right by Officer Martinez and give his family and the CPD family the space to grieve. The focus must remain on Officer Martinez, his loved ones, and the CPD as our city continues to honor his ultimate sacrifice and legacy of service. That latest statement came after the mayor's previous comments on Friday when he said he would be attending no matter what. He was going to go even at the request of Martinez's family, saying they didn't want him to attend. People are fed up with Chicago's political leadership, starting with the governor and the mayor. Mayor Johnson will attend honors funeral services and celebrate of life for Chicago police officer Enrique Martinez. Mayor Johnson will join Superintendent Snelling and the Chicago Police Department to honor the legacy of service of Officer Martinez. Will forever inspire. Our prayers and deepest sympathy are with the Martinez family and Officer Martinez's beloved fiance. The mayor of Chicago will attend all honors funeral services for every police officer, firefighter, and EMT whose loss of their life in the line of duty. These official honor services are solemn moments to honor the sacrifice of our officers and first responders. It is the mayor's honor to support the officers of the entire Chicago Police Department, especially in moments of grief. So that was his reasoning for going to the funeral anyway when Martinez's family did not want him to attend. Representatives from Martinez's family held a press conference on Friday evening when they said that both Mayor Brandon Johnson and Democratic Governor J.B. Pritzker would not be welcome at the funeral. And remember, this is a very similar situation that took place in New York recently, where an officer was gunned down in the line of duty doing a traffic stop, and his family did not want the governor or the mayor of New York there. Look at the alignment between these two major cities. They are falling apart one day at a time with both of these black male Democratic mayors. The governor's office said it always respect the wishes of the family and would not attend. That's what Governor Pritzker's office said. But remember, the mayor, Brandon Johnson, was defiant and said he was going to attend anyway. But at the last moment, he decided not to. Chicago police said the fatal shooting happened when Martinez and his partner responded to a report about a vehicle with 3 people inside blocking traffic in the East Chatham neighborhood. Before additional officers arrived to assist, Martinez and his partner spoke with the driver and observed McMillan reaching for a bag on the floor of the vehicle, police said. When instructed to stop, McMillan allegedly pulled out an automatic handgun and fired and fatally wounded Officer Martinez. Officer Martinez and all of our police officers run toward this danger to protect everyone in the city, Chicago Police Superintendent Larry Snelling said in a statement. We all need to be outraged at the violent offenders who are creating endless cycles of trauma to our communities. Martinez is survived by his mother, Rosa, father, Adrian, sister, Angelica, brother, Adrian, and fiance, Leslie, according to his obituary. On the night of his murder, my brother was taken from all of us. Our world stopped. On his final tour, my brother looked evil and terror in the face and took his final breath. Adrian Martinez said at the funeral, that night, my brother saved countless lives as he was pierced by multiple bullets. Every bullet that struck my brother could have taken the life of someone's mother, father, sister, brother, and friend. Because of my brother's strength and courage, we are all able to see another day, embrace a loved one, and live without fear. Enrique will always be my little brother, and you will never be forgotten. What is the whole point of this story? We are having a public safety crisis throughout many of our major cities. As I said, in Chicago, they're down 2,000 police officers that they need to be on the force. New York is down 2,500 to 3,000 police officers. New York City has the largest number of police officers of any department in the country. And what does that say for our public safety? For us to be able to move around the city, go to work, go to the grocery store, do the things that we need to do, and be able to get home in one sound, peaceful way. We have to pay attention to our local politics and who we are putting into office. This scenario is atrocious, that now that these criminal citizens are not even afraid to shoot the police. If we have people out here that are willing to shoot police officers in uniform, what does that say about the humanity in these diabolical individuals and how they would feel about shooting you as a normal everyday citizens? Now we have people that are harming and killing police officers. Where are we headed? And in Chicago, the other thing is they have like 50, talking about understanding local politics, there's like 50 aldermen in the city of Chicago. And you won't believe the kind of incomes that they're making. These aldermen are making between $132,000 to $143,000 a year. Part of that budget, that comes to about $6.6 to $7 million a year just in aldermanic salaries. Where is the aldermanic board and the people, the aldermen that represent these different municipalities and their relationship with the mayor, that safety has become a real issue? You need to know who you are electing as your alderman, the president of the aldermanic board, who is your mayor, who is your city attorney. We need to know and vote the right people in. Who is who is the Chicago City Sheriff? Who is the Chicago County Sheriff? These are all elected positions that have to deal with the safety of you moving around your city. And Chicago is falling apart one day at a time. I feel that Brandon Johnson has done a terrible job at running the city of Chicago. He has a background not in business, not as an entrepreneur, not as a lawyer. He was a previous school teacher, I think in middle school, and the Chicagoans have to look in the mirror and they place this young man who had never been in a public office, at least and not in the capacity of being a mayor, even of a smaller city or municipality. They put him into the mayorship of the third largest city in the country. And he has no idea what he is doing. Chicago has gone from a $250 million deficit which is going to balloon up to $980 million next year. There's going to be a $1 billion deficit. They don't have enough police officers. They're down 2,000 police officers. There's not enough correctional officers in the Cook County Jail and the surrounding jails. They are insufficient. Defunding the police is not the answer. It is defunding itself, because why would anybody want to be a police officer today when you are going to war each and every day? You make a traffic stop as a police officer and you don't know if you're going to live or die and or have to take someone's life. There are way too many illegal guns on the streets. And remember, the state of Illinois enacted the Safety Act, which is a liberal law where if you commit a minor crime, you can get out the same day if you get arrested, and you can come back to court under your own recognizance. That has created a uptick in the number of violent crimes that have been taking place. Nobody fears getting arrested or the police anymore. And these libertarian laws are destroying many of these blue cities and states. And on top of these liberal laws, what else does Chicago and New York City have? They're sanctuary cities. So you have this overabundance of illegal migrants that are not vetted. How are they going to be applicable to the workforce or be sustainable U.S. citizens? Many of them are non-English speaking. This is taking place in Chicago and in New York. And now you're seeing that there has been a ton of disruption that is going on in the city of Chicago under Mayor Brandon Johnson's watch. And there have been at least 4 or 5 police officers who have died in the line of duty. Public safety has become a real issue in the city of Chicago. And just when you see it happening in New York and Chicago and think that it will not happen in your city, this kind of painful reality and public safety issue could be knocking on your city's front door soon. We have to get these things under control. Public safety is a real moral and ethical issue that we have to deal with. So, tell me what you think of this story where the mayor wanted to attend this slain officer's funeral anyway, and the family did not want him or the governor to go. The governor said okay immediately, and it took Mayor Brandon Johnson a while to say that he would not attend. What is happening in our city of Chicago? Chicago is turning into a third world country, and we have to do something about it. This has been the Trevor Donald Experience. Manifest your truth.